You know that Crunchyroll got the anime awards so wrong that even XQC is coming out and calling them out for it. Heyo guys, it's Dinky here, and I know I'm late, but let's talk about the mess that was the Crunchyroll Anime Awards. And everyone on social media is losing their minds over it. And I want to kind of start the video off by saying this isn't really Crunchyroll's fault. I mean it is because they set up this system, but this isn't really the critic's choice, it's more of the fan pick who wins. So kinda, it's kind of our fault, but mostly your fault because I did not vote for these winners. And let's just go ahead and scroll down and see some of the winners, and as you can see, maybe you're a fan of these and you don't see anything wrong, but you can already see what's wrong with some of these picks. Of course, the biggest one is Anime of the Year and Best New Series because they kind of go hand in hand in being Anime of the Year, because if we look over the Best New Series and Anime of the Year, the same 6 are nominated. We got Dandadan, Delicious in Dungeon, Frieren, The Apothecary Diaries, Solo Leveling, and Kaiju number 8. And to be honest, Kaiju number 8 is kind of the outlier here. I don't think it's on the tier of these 3, I would say. And Dandadan got really hurt by this single core season. And if you don't know what a single core is, it means only 12 episodes. And I think it really hurt the momentum and hype. I am going to talk about this topic in a future video about how 12 episode seasons are really hurting up and coming anime. So please do hit the like and subscribe to catch that next video. But of course, everyone is losing their minds as Solo Leveling Season 1, let's get that clear, won Anime of the Year and Best New Series, when everyone kind of agreed that it should be between Delicious in Dungeon, Frieren, and The Apothecary Diaries, but the runaway being that Frieren should have won Best Anime of the Year and Best New Series. I personally also agree with this. I did pick Frieren to be the Best New Series and Anime of the Year. However, this really comes out to being a popularity contest because Solo Leveling, and also thanks in part that Season 2 was airing or already was completed by the time this poll came out, which gave it all the hype and momentum to win this award. I could not go anywhere without hearing how much hype Solo Leveling Season 2 was, and I think that really helped some recency bias for Solo Leveling Season 1, of course, to get these top picks. And to be clear, I also don't think that The Apothecary Diaries would have won because it's really only a drama, it's a novella, and I'll get to that in just a sec. And Delicious in Dungeon was really great, but unfortunately I didn't hear like a wide consensus, sorry about that, or a wide audience really talk about Delicious in Dungeon, even though it's really great and has 24 episodes just like The Apothecary Diaries. And then we look over at Frieren that has 28 episodes, and that is just a big advantage compared to Dandadan, Kaiju number 8, and Solo Leveling that only had 12 episode seasons. Not only that, looking over at Best Main Character, Sung Jin-woo won it, and once again I'm gonna say it, I don't think he was the best main character if he wasn't also in the Best Anime or Best New Series. Once again, I would say that Frieren was my pick for Best Main Character, especially for last year. But you got some solid choices like Okurun and Momo were very solid choices. They're going to be Shonen Jump icons in the future, but I do think that there was just not enough of them to actually, validate them being the best main character. Mao Mao once again was one of the best main characters, but once again, I don't think that it was popular enough for like the mainstream for it to win. And then Kafka, even though great, he's a good main character. I don't think he's the best, but he's aight. Yeah, he's aight. But Sung Jin-woo, in that first season, I just felt like he became too one-dimensional, and I get it, there's that turning point, but he just becomes a very dull character afterwards, at least to my liking. And once again, he does have a very great character moment in Season 2, but this is Season 1. Frieren has the biggest advantage because it had 28 episodes that first season, and you got to really see this character grow and be epic. Once again, I am picking Frieren once again to win this, and I know it's going to sound biased. It feels like all the Frieren fans are coming out to say that it should have won every category, but I disagree with that because I'll get to that in just a moment. I'm going to interject right now. I'm just going to fit this into the video when I'm talking about like the popularity choice. Like right here for Best Voice Artist Performance in English, Alex Lee won, and I'm just kind of like, once again, his character becomes a little one-dimensional. There is moments where he does scream his heart out, but I do think that maybe Frieren should have won. I really love her voice. Please roll the clip right here.
You were exceptional. That was quite the show. Well done.
Oh, I love that. I need that. She should have won just for that alone. No offense to Alex Lee. I really like Alex Lee. Unfortunately, I'm a Rent-a-Girlfriend fan, and I heard his voice first there as Kazuma, and his voice is just a little bit tainted, so anytime I do hear it, I think of Kazuma. But I mean, the guy's getting so much work. He's really good. So it wouldn't, he wouldn't have missed this award if he didn't get it. But hey, congrats either way. He is working his ass off. He's almost in everything. so I can see why he won. He's just a really nice guy too, very popular choice. He's that guy right now, so I'm not too mad at it. I might be a frieren simp. But that doesn't mean I'm gonna give her every award, because if we look over the best drama, frieren won this, and I really disagree with this one because I think that the Apothecary Diary should have won because it's best suited for this category, because this is literally a novella. There's no action, there's nothing crazy like that frieren has. Like, I mean, frieren is an action show, it's a fantasy show, it's got everything in it, and it gets all those so right, but I feel like for this category, it should have gone to the Apothecary Diaries. Unfortunately for frieren, it's not in the best action category, any of the other fantasy ones, because it's not really an isekai, and as we'll see, isekai, there's no fantasy category this year, it's just isekais, so it really sucks that frieren had to be put in this and take the award away from the Apothecary Diaries, but once again, it's a popularity poll, and I think that frieren was way more popular than the rest of these 5, so of course it was going to win this one. We can really argue popularity polls because the popular series did beat out some of these polls, where I think it's crazy to think that Demon Slayer is still more popular than One Piece and Bleach because it got best continuing series, even though this was the weakest season yet. I would even argue that it's actually the weakest anime in this continuing series because all of these I thought had better seasons last year. Yes, even Spy X Family, I really like that yacht arc with Yor, really good arc right there. And I didn't even watch Oshinoko, but I could almost imagine this being better than what we got in the, a Hashira training arc. Even My Hero, Bleach, and One Piece are in great arcs right now, just they have more action, a lot of things more going, and of course more episodes. At least, One Piece has like, a weekly series last year. So it has way more episodes than the Demon Slayer arc, and I know it got cut off by midway when they had to kind of let the anime breathe, and we got the new remake of the Fishman Island arc, but Egghead has been an amazing arc. And that's not the only big category that Demon Slayer got, because if we look over to Best Animation, it got that again, and yes, typically, Demon Slayer has some of the best animation in the game. However, this time around, there wasn't really anything going on this season for it to warrant winning Best Animation. Even Solo Leveling with some of its action sequences should have got this over Demon Slayer. Hell, even Kaiju number 8 had better animation at moments than Demon Slayer, because some of the hype moments in Kaiju number 8 were really hype, but in all honesty, it should have gone to either frieren or Delicious in Dungeon. Of course, I'd go with frieren again. Some of the animation in that was spectacular, especially in the action scenes. But yes, there's still an argument for Solo Leveling winning for Best Animation, even Dandadan, but I still think I was a little overwhelmed by the animation. But yes, frieren and Solo Leveling, these were the top 2 picks for this category, and yet, once again, it went to the wrong one. Demon Slayer, what's going on here? Just looking at over some of these categories, it just seems very, some of the picks are okay, some that you just won't argue. Like Best Romance, I think Blue Box was the best romance. Let me know if you guys disagree down in the comments. But some of these are alright, it's just the bigger categories. Like Best Action, if we go over to Best Action, like I said, frieren's not in there, but it's also kind of debatable. You could say Bleach was a better action series. Maybe even Kaiju number 8. I don't think so. I think Solo Leveling still had better action sequences than Kaiju number 8. However, Kaiju number 8, it's kind of like My Hero Academia, where it doesn't have the best choreography, but it does have those big impact moments. But thankfully, I guess Demon Slayer is not popular enough to steal this one away from Solo Leveling. I think the only other one that seems a little controversial if you're in the One Piece space is Best Director, going to Frieren's Kiichiro Saito, and then everyone really arguing that maybe Megumi Shitani should have won. Personally, this was my bias. I did vote for Megumi to win this award because this was a short film, and if you're a One Piece fan, it was masterfully done. I really want One Piece to keep exploring doing these little short films with different directors because this was a treat. Unfortunately, this really was only for the One Piece fans, and crazy how huge that fan base was, and it still was not able to win this award by just sheer numbers alone. So it's really weird, this popularity contest I don't keep talking about, even though frieren was still one of the biggest. I mean, it's like it is the top rated anime on my anime list, so it does have a large fan base, but you would still expect that, hey, One Piece, it's been going on around for 25, 27 years now, and it still couldn't outvote. The fans just did not come out for it, I guess. But this is one where I personally think that Megumi should have won, but oh my god, frieren was just so good. 28 banger episodes. I just can't complain, but my heart just says Megumi should have won. The fan letter was so good. I almost cried during it. And it's just unfortunate because some of them got it right, like Look Back, but I just feel the competition wasn't there. But once again, I want to circle back and say this isn't totally Crunchyroll's fault. This wasn't a critics, like the critics at Crunchyroll picking these. It was the fans' vote. I think they should change it from the Crunchyroll, anime awards to like the fans pick or like, something like that. They gotta put something in there that lets you know that it wasn't really Crunchyroll picking these unless it comes out that they have a final say on who wins. I doubt that's the point, but then you could, 100% give them the blame. But this is your fault and my fault. We just picked wrong, or you guys picked wrong. I feel like on some of these, I picked frieren to win, but at the end of the day, it's no one else's fault but the fans. And I guess some of us are the minority in this, where we think which one should be the winners. And I think that's the end of the day. We shouldn't get too mad about who wins these awards. It just sucks that one of the biggest names is kind of certifying these awards, and like people look at Crunchyroll as the biggest anime supplier in like the United States, and we'll see some like Solo Leveling winning anime of the year, and best new series, and Demon Slayer still taking some categories. It's just kind of ridiculous. I don't know, guys. I don't think there's anything else to complain about. It really is just like the, I don't want to say the normies or just the casual anime fans, but it really is, because some of these animes, like frieren, on the surface just doesn't look like something that the general audience will like, because all they're looking for is, hey man, this guy is aura once he finally gets like his Solo Leveling trait and becomes the strongest person in the universe, and people just love power trip fantasies. The Demon Slayer one is just unfortunate because, once again, I'm just saying that was a weak season, the Hashira training arc, so I don't know how this won it, but hey man, I'm not gonna complain about it. It is what it is. Sometimes our favorite things never win awards, just like movies and TVs. It's just who knows what the real politics is behind it. Just enjoy what you love and just forget about this. Next year they're gonna get it 100% wrong because Solo Leveling is gonna win it again, and thankfully Demon Slayer won't be there, so maybe it's gonna win Best Continuing Series again and Best Animation. So next year it's going to be even worse probably, even though maybe even 2027. God, I don't even want to think about that far out. Frieren's going to come back and it's still going to lose again, unfortunately. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments. What do you guys think about these awards? Were you happy, unsatisfied? Did you actually vote for Solo Leveling? I'm not even mad at it. It's a fun show. I like it. It just isn't on the tier of frieren and the others, that's just me. And please, if you made it this far into the video, please hit it with a like, and don't forget to subscribe so maybe I can become a Crunchyroll critic and get some of these winners right. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching, I appreciate you. I swear that I'm not a frieren simp. Okay, I am.